Mother of God. Are you guys ready for this? All right. On a 3, 2, and a 1. Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to a Monday edition of the Battlefield Show, the first ever of its kind. And we're greeted by a lovely hype train started by all you wonderful people. Welcome to, what episode is this? I don't even know. I lost count, but I am joined here with some Battlefield community leaders and veterans. Like, these are extremely special people that I've known about for quite a while. And I recently found, just out of nowhere, I've been looking around. I was like, hey, what other kind of podcasts had there been out there? Why'd they stop? And maybe, you know, what's the dynamic like? So maybe I can gain some knowledge from these wonderful people in the Battlefield community. I'm joined here with GoodGirlJenn, SweetEchoJenn, the founders of the Gamer Crossroads podcast that I hear might be making a resurgence. So yeah. And founders of Battlefield Ladies Night. So, yeah. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Sweet Echo. I was talking to I was on a Sweet Echo. I was like, okay, why Sweet and why Echo? Jen, do you want to explain a little bit about your name there?
I'm a sweet echo because I'm a sweet person and I like to do some echoes, like yelling echoes.
Hell yeah. Yelling profanities while playing Battlefield. I mean, that's pretty.
You all have heard me. You know you have.
It is very normal across all streamers and gamers alike playing this wonderful game we call Battlefield. And, well, specifically Battlefield 5 can be a rage-inducing game. I'm sure of it. But it's good to have everybody in here. Thank you for starting that hype train. I do appreciate it. This is an interesting episode because we're going to be talking about, well, what Gamer Crossroads is all about, why they started it, who inspired them, and why Battlefield in the first place. I don't know. But yes, this podcast will be full of profanities, I'm sure. But yes, we
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what the fuck going
on. We were supposed to have a third a guest for the Gamer Crossroads. It's a podcast of 3 people, and Mr. Slim Grin was supposed to be on. And, well, essentially he blew it. And he had a Discord. Everything was ready to go. We tested it a couple nights ago. And then all of a sudden, just shit happened, pretty much. And things just are not working. But if he ever figures it out, he's always welcome to join in. I'll just have to scrunch everybody's names together. Maybe we'll put them over the Battlefield Show logo. I don't know. We'll fit them in somewhere on the screen, I'm sure. So anyway, okay, guys, I pretty much just want to start with what the heck is the Gamer Crossroads, and see if we can explain to our wonderful chat.
Jen, you want to explain?
We are a bunch of Battlefield groupies, and we decided to get together and discuss Battlefield. And we eventually moved in a whole bunch of games with that. We discussed all the games we liked, what we're looking forward to. We interviewed people that love Battlefield.
Yeah, we eventually got some of the devs. We at one point had Jeff Braddock on.
Jeff Braddock's he's a developer?
Yes, he's a dev. Yes.
Really?
So then we had who else do we have on? Jen, let me think.
Dan freaking Mitri.
Yeah, Dan freaking Mitri. We had him on. I love him. Now he currently is no longer with DICE, unfortunately, and I'm kind of sad about that. But
yeah,
he has moved on to better endeavors. So I mean, I'm proud of him. He's doing great, and that's like fan freaking tastic. So I'm proud of him. He's doing great. And then let's see who else do we have on, Jen? Oh, why is my brain going dead? Jesus.
We
Oh,
we had like gamers of the round table where we had like Fireboard,
yeah, we had
Necro.
Necro. Uh-huh.
We had
Oh, cool.
Buckshot Betty. We had
Yeah.
Daz. I think was Daz.
I'm pretty sure Daz was there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome. And when I found that, I was like, wow, these are. I mean, I interviewed a couple of those people already, and I was surprised. And when I saw like the community managers on there, and Dan, I was like, whoa, these guys are like hot shit right here. I'm like, whoa, why does nobody know about this? Like, do you know how hard it would be for me to get the community managers on my Battlefield show? Like, it would be virtually impossible, I think. Maybe, but I never asked, but I would love to get them on and discuss Battlefield, but I don't think, maybe you guys can shoot an opinion to me, but I don't think it would be appropriate, you know, like, especially with
Well,
maybe what's going on right now during the pandemic and during like maybe this is kind of like a really low time in Battlefield. Like, a lot of weird crap is going on, and I don't know if it would be, I'd rather interview them like if Chapter 5 came out today, like that's when I would pounce on it, you know, like let's
right.
talk about it. Let's talk about the features and everything and get the community excited. Like, that was a high point for Battlefield. But now it's like, it's all these different changes, delays, and, you know, just misfortunes everywhere. Even like recently. I don't know. I don't know if it would be a good idea, but what do you guys think about that kind I'm sure they're really nice people, right?
They are. They're super nice. Actually, being the founder of Battlefield Ladies Night, I was, had just got the platoon started and everything, and then the guys, Briz and Drink had and Slim had all suggested, hey, why don't you? Because I had talked in Twitter, in
Okay.
Twitter world. I
Yeah.
talked, with them, and they're like, "Well, just ask them and see what they say." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like, so I'm freaking out, like I'm scared, like a little schoolgirl. I was
This
scared as hell. I was like,
this
"Oh
is
my
what I
God!"
want to know. This is what I want to know,
Right?
because
Like,
I
yeah,
would be the same. I would be exactly the
yeah,
same way. So then what
yeah.
happened
My hands were
next?
sweating, and so I messaged Jeff, and because I actually talked with Keeb, who I've actually told you about, um,
Yep.
and um, and Key was like, all you can do is message him and ask him. And so he's like, he's a very down to earth guy. I swear, I'm sure he'll be fine with it. So I message him, and he's like, oh, hell yeah, yeah, let's do it. And so I was like, okay, well, let's go, fuck it,
And
let's go.
this was before the game release, right?
Before Battlefield 5, was it before Battlefield 5, Jen? Do you remember?
Oh,
I don't know.
Jen
Uh,
timed out, looks like.
uh-oh.
I don't know. Maybe she'll
I don't know,
reconnect.
but yeah, she might, hopefully. But anyway, I think it was close, but we decided to get other people involved. So I was asked by again the group collectively to start talking, because I'm big on social media. I love Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So like, we'll just ask this one and ask that one, and see if they would just like would be love to be our guest or not, and everybody was very kind each and every time that I've asked everyone. But the one with Jeff Braddock probably was my favorite, because he is just so damn funny. Like, he's the most laid back, funny, chill guy ever. I mean, he is just great. He had us all rolling. So,
Oh, I'm sure. That was one of my questions. Who was your favorite guest at that time? But yeah, Jeff is a
hmm
character, and he's been around forever. I mean,
he
I
has.
think before I even knew what a Battlefield community was. Like,
Hmm
I started in
Yep.
Battlefield 2, and I was just playing because it was a super cool game. I didn't know anything about communities, or, we didn't have anything like Discords ever before. Uh,
hmm
thank you for the wall of biddies. I appreciate it.
Wow, Tibby, holy
I
mackerel.
was like, oh my God, my chat broke. I was like, what is this?
Right.
Well, Timmy, yay!
Oh,
There she is.
Sweet's back. There she is. Okay, cool.
Yay.
But I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I think I was just amazed of, you know, how cool they are just talking with you. I mean, most of the time with Jeff's part of the podcast, which you guys can find on YouTube here. Let me see if I could get it up here. These are all the podcasts from Gamer Crossroads. It's on their YouTube channel. Just search Gamer Crossroads, and you'll find it there. You find the logo, and they have about, would you say about 74 episodes, right? Somewhere around there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you go through here, you see the Dan Mitri one. This is all like during the beta of Battlefield 5, and then you had a special edition where you had every single community manager at one time. I was like, damn, dude, like,
yeah.
And it's like 25 views. I'm like, dude, like, this is some hot stuff. Like, people need to see this and hear this, because there is a stark difference to where a community manager who's hired for a AAA title for one of the biggest companies in the whole planet, right? And they're developing at their roots. Their roots are a World War II game. And how excited they kind of sounded at the beginning of the game, you know, because it's a green-lit game. Things are going cool. People are giving feedback. And they seemed excited about many things. But I remember that you guys also had a lot of concerns with basic features, such as like the rental server program. You guys asked them that, but they kind of, they're like, oh, we're not ready to, you know, talk about that or anything. How did that make you feel when they said something like that?
Well, I mean, kind of before each podcast, we always try to ask everyone, okay, is there any particular one thing that you would rather not discuss? And they said, you can, you can ask, but if we kind of feel uncomfortable about it, we're going to, I guess, basically hee-haw around about it. I hate that they didn't answer that question. I'm sure Jen feels the same, but
oh yeah,
because that is a big issue. A lot of Battlefield players want the option to have a server, especially with Battlefield 5. So I think that was kind of a big letdown for the community.
Now, well, I'm not sure if you guys went all the way back to like BF1 or anything. Maybe on or off podcast, just chatting with friends. What was it like, if you remember? What was it like at the beginning of Battlefield 1? Because you guys played Battlefield 1 from the beginning, right?
Yeah. I played all the way. Personally, I played all the way back to Battlefield 4. That's where I started.
4. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
Yeah. Jen,
so
where did you start? Did you start at 4?
Yeah, a good girl brought me in the middle of Battlefield 1.
Oh, okay.
Battlefield
Yeah,
1.
that's right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Battlefield 1 has just released, and you guys are playing with your friends, having a good time, but there's no rental server program like we were used to in Battlefield 4 and a little bit in Hardline too. So
yep.
You know, because we had Battle Log. You remember that craziness, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're all used. Well, DICE and EA have conditioned us Battlefield players that this is the way it is because, well, we're Battlefield players and this is what we fought for over the last 10 years because this is how we like to play. And, you know, that's how DICE just followed up on that feedback, and it was kind of like a staple. But then something happened, and I think it was somewhere around the time they purchased or they got the rights to make Star Wars games, and around that it kind of seemed like things changed, either for the worse or for the benefit of EA as a company and what they would do with their developers. Or so when you're starting up Battlefield 1 and there's nothing like that, what did you guys first think? Like, what were you feeling back then in Battlefield 1?
Jen?
Yeah, you go first.
One at a time, please.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, you know, Battlefield 1 for me it was when I basically got the girls together. So there's a lot of memories in Battlefield 1. So for me, nothing can ever replace Battlefield 1. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even when I go back and play it now, and Jen and I just played it the other day. Nothing is like it. They all have their different feel to them.
Oh, absolutely.
And so um, do I hate the fact that they don't have like the option to do the things that they do now, opposed
Before,
to like back.
before.
Yeah, yeah, that bothers me because, like you said, we've all been kind of conditioned to feel that way. But then again, I mean, times do change.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we got to kind of move forward. And I feel like having the continuous, um, like there's good, um, what do you call it? There's good
Are you talking about like
ways.
the live service? Is that what you mean by continuous?
Well, no, like I don't know how to explain it.
Well, we're just touching on rental servers
Yeah,
and
no, no,
that kind
I
of.
mean, yeah, rental servers. I mean, it's never going to be the same. It's not. I don't feel like they're going to do it like I don't like it used to be. You know what I mean? It's so
Well,
that's what I mean by moving forward.
well, what was weird back then is that these were different companies that people were renting these servers from. They're not from
True.
EA or
Yeah.
DICE or like I
Right.
guess they
Right.
would say like business partnerships. But these are
Hmm.
third party servers, and
Right.
it made sense that and people were talking about this all the time. EA is getting really big with their sports games and everything. Like they're gonna buy their own damn servers. Like they're not gonna want to
Well,
deal
they
with third
should.
parties and a whole bunch of like, especially when it comes to banning people and there's a whole bunch of like litigation, like yeah, lawyers and shit. Like it sounds like a nightmare for a company to deal with third party servers, and that's all they had. If you didn't have the
Hmm.
third party servers, you didn't have a fucking game. So it was like
Yeah.
a big liability. So it made sense that, they would just get their own servers and they would all
Right.
we could just rent servers from them, first party servers.
Right.
So that seemed like a
And it
natural
just
progression, but not for me, in my opinion, it didn't feel like it was a step in the right direction.
yeah, yeah, true.
But how do you feel about it now that they have the DICE official servers now?
Well, if they can keep them up and going, then and I'm not trying to be a dick when I say that, but
Burn.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? They got to keep it going. Like, if you're gonna have
But
it
they're
and
still
you're
not the
put it,
same either. So
yeah,
I mean, like competitive league, like hardcore league, it's not even a thing anymore because the RSP is not.
yep, very true, very true.
But that's
Yep,
that's one of the one of the main issues with the rental server program was leagues can't make a private game and have all the
yeah,
tools they need to
like
because that's
BFL
again
it.
again that's how things worked back then. That's how they conditioned us. This is the battlefield experience. But
Yeah,
how would they go about in fixing this now? Uh is it now that they have their own servers, maybe they need to work on the tools? Like it's maybe you might have an opinion about this, but why do you think they don't want these kind of community servers? Did you ever have an opinion about that or a thought?
I don't. I mean, I'm not really. I don't personally. Jen, do you?
Not really.
Did you get any
No.
hints from the community managers? Like, because it kind of seemed like they were on your side when it comes to, yeah, this is a no-brainer. We should have these private servers, like just day one, right?
But I mean, and that's fine. Like the community managers can have that very opinion, but it's kind of like ultimately, as the company itself, maybe they didn't have that very same opinion. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it went wrong. I hate that it went wrong. but they're not. They've got to really start listening to their community, and
Well,
that is very important.
in your interviews, they're like, "Oh man, this is something we definitely know that it's important for you guys, for the communities. It's important. It's like almost the number one thing that they expect as a feature. But it requires a whole hell of a lot of manpower to keep that going." Do you believe them when they say that?
I mean, I would think so because, I mean, you got to think about, okay, just on Twitter alone, the Battlefield community is pretty big. It's bigger than anyone could even imagine, probably. And then you have the people that we don't see that are on social media out there that are Battlefield players. So collectively, you've got a shit ton of damn Battlefield players, and they're all wanting to get on these servers. Well, you can't just one man it and make sure these stay, all these servers stay up and running and properly done. Just, one or two people. Of course, you would have to have a pretty good size, in my opinion, group of people in order to keep everything running smoothly. So
I'm trying to figure out what it was like in Battlefield 4, because I'm not a developer or anything, but I mean, this would be one of the questions I would want to ask a community manager. Maybe they might have an insight as to what a development team would actually need as a team to make these tools. And it kind of seemed like, I don't know, back then, like when playing Battlefield 4, it just kind of seemed like they never talked about it, because it was easy. It was just, I'm trying to think. It was like, hey, wait a second. Like, was there an actual gigantic team running the rental server program? Like,
surely there had to have been a decent sized amount of people, because even back in Battlefield 4, when I was playing it, there was a lot of people then. So, I mean, you would think they would have to have a decent size.
If the tools are there, they're, the community will just take over and they'll figure it out, right?
That's true. Very true.
So,
but
I mean,
if the servers crash, you know what I'm saying? You're getting lag.
Well, it's not. No. Listen now. If the servers crash, that's not on DICE or EA.
That's true, because
that's on the third party dummies back there across the countries and the world. So
true.
So now, I mean, what kind of servers do they have now? They got those.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
They got the Amazon ones. I'm just trying to think this logically through. Like, well, okay, Mr. Community Manager, like, you say these things, but I don't believe you. Maybe there's something you're not telling us, but it doesn't really matter. Does your game work? Like, that's the whole kit and caboodle. This is all extra stuff.
Right.
These are all the goodies,
And it wasn't just like the servers. Like, okay, there was two main things that I noticed within the community that people really were up in a ruckus about. One was the servers, and two was the Platoon emblems, the tags. Okay, so when I played Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, everyone had, their platoons and they had their tags, and everybody could show them off, oh, look, BFLN's in here. Look, dots in here. So, but when Battlefield 5 came along, that whole dynamic changed.
Yeah, it wasn't even there.
It was hard. So it made people like, okay, well then why do we have a platoon? Why did you have us start all of this, and we all have come together as a community and start these platoons and become close to one another, and then all of a sudden, oh, you can't have it now. Okay, so that part I did not get. Like, what? Why?
Same here. I'm trying to think of, well, why does? Oh, because I don't think EA would want to ever get rid of it. Or I mean, I'm sorry, DICE. I didn't think DICE would ever want to get rid of their own communities that they've built for the past decade. Like, I mean, the way Dan was talking to you guys on your podcast, he seemed kind of on your side and thrilled about the whole idea, and that he would love to get more information to you when he could. But like, why would EA want to get rid of communities? Is that not a moneymaker? Is that not a I mean,
You would
because
think.
it's a team based game. You know, it's a squad based kind of game. And
Yep.
when you have squads, you have friends, right? And when you have friends, you get clans. And when you have clans, you get communities. And when you have communities that are in clans, you get competitive. And then when you get competitive, you get a lot of money. You get a lot of sponsors. You get professional players. Like, you know what I'm saying here? Like, you understand? Like,
yeah. Oh, no, I get you. Yeah.
Does EA just want to, like, hey, you're a first-person shooter that's not super competitive and kind of casual? Are you getting the feeling like, does EA want to kill Battlefield?
Yeah, I'm not even sure about that, to be honest. I hope not, because, you know, Jen can attest to this, that, you know, our sisterhood started with this, with Battlefield.
Yeah.
And I found some really good friends throughout the years in Battlefield. And so I'm never gonna, you'll never hear me badmouth Battlefield. I will question things, but I will always love the game. I will always go back to Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4. Now, Battlefield 5 has a different take. I feel like they really need to start listening to the community when it comes to Battlefield 5, because they listened in Battlefield 4, they listened in Battlefield 1. Why is Battlefield 5 any different?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to start my own podcast or my own show. I wanted to start I didn't like the word podcast at the time. I wanted to make it a program or a show or something, because I did a radio show. I didn't back in the day when I was in college, and we didn't call it podcast. Like, podcasts weren't a thing. You know, podcasts came from, like, you know, Apple and their products, and they had broadcasts, which they just ended up calling podcasts because they're all on iPods and stuff like that. I think that's where the inception came from. But I had a radio show or a talk show, or I used to play metal music, so I had a metal show. And I was like, damn, you know, Battlefield needs some more. And then I looked everywhere. I didn't find Gamer Crossroads. I just never showed up, right? And I was like, well, where are all the programs? I found one with Echo Limits and Flakfire and I forget the other person's name, but they did one for quite a while, and then that stopped. And I was like, you know, Battlefield 5 is pretty divisive. It's pretty there's a lot of weird shit going on. Like, why did everyone stop? Is it because the game is not good and that there's better ones out there? Maybe you know, how do you guys fit into it? Like, why isn't the Gamer Crossroads still going? Is this an internal thing, or
Jen, do you want to touch base on that?
No. No. Every sometimes
ahead,
we just need a break. It's not that we don't want to do it. It's just that, you know, with everything going on in our lives, sometimes we need to take a step back to eventually come back and move forward with our goals. Is that understand?
It had nothing to do with the game, right?
No, because at that point we talk about other games.
Okay.
Yeah. There are other games that we had talked about, a lot of other different games.
Yeah, so maybe touch upon that, like when you start going outside the bubble of Battlefield, who were like one of the first, you know, guests or topics that you guys discussed for different games? Like, what kind of games did you guys get into?
Jen?
We used to talk about games that were coming, like our favorite games, or games we're waiting to come out. We're waiting for that release date, you know.
Any examples? Any examples?
I do know that a lot of people were excited for Death Stranding. Now, I don't know how good that game is. I have not seen anything about it. It just sort of, I don't know if it came out or if it didn't, you know? It just sort of disappeared.
It did come out. I did see that I'm pretty sure it did. But I did see the when they first came out, showed the play, the clip of it or whatever. And excuse me, it looked like a pretty sick game. I mean, it really did. I don't know. I'm not a very story-driven person. I'm
Mhm.
one of those people that I just want to get out on the battlefield, if you will, and just shoot
Yeah.
shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Most
I'm right
definitely.
there. I'm right there with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, I will play the occasional story-driven game. Right now, unfortunately, I got uh, uh somebody asked me if I would play Outlast 1 and 2, and
Ooh.
they challenged me. And fun fact about Good Girl Jen is I absolutely hate any fucking thing that is scary. Period. Movie, game, it don't matter.
I
So
echo that.
yes, yes. And so I have to play both of them on cam. And I have to finish both of them. And then a gamer friend of ours has purchased an Xbox One X with a Battlefield pack. So, and when I'm done with the Outlast 2, which I'm about roughly halfway through,
Mm.
then it gets shipped to me. So they just like to see me squeal. That's all it is. I
Oh
do know
yeah.
that we did talk about Rainbow Six a lot. Jen, you remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Mhm.
That's another
Yeah.
good
There's
game.
the game where a competitive, um, yeah, their competitiveness and their league is the top notch right there.
Yeah, yeah, agree.
Battlefield should have taken a page out of their book.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Game. I really enjoy Rainbow Six. But we
Yeah.
talked about a lot of shooters. Yeah.
Yeah. Rainbow Six is an interesting game because that had a rough start. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things not working for it, and that team pretty much just had to for Ubisoft just had to put things on halt. Like, hey,
Mhm.
we gotta fix this. Like, we got something good going here, but there's too many
Mhm.
problems. So we're gonna do that Operation Health, whatever it was called,
Yeah.
and they put all their manpower into that game and fixed all the
Mhm.
different issues. And I
Mhm.
feel like what you just said, Battlefield should take some notes on that. And
Yeah.
now that there's about a year and a half between what we have now for Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 6, there's a choice to be made. Either halt everything, which I'm pretty sure they kind of already did for Battlefield 5, and start
Mhm.
fixing the game
Yeah.
and all the little bugs, all the things that aren't working, maybe mix it up, upgrade Grand Operations, which nobody plays anywhere in the world. It's like completely dead.
Bring back front lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring back front lines. There's a whole bunch of things they can do without giving us new cosmetics or a new elite soldier that looks like Tom Hanks or something. Like maybe
Mhm.
try focusing on what you have now and improving it. Or don't and just
Yeah.
leave it to die and put all your bestest DICE developers on the next Battlefield game. Now,
Mhm.
we're kind of in the dark about what kind of Battlefield game we will be getting because
Mhm.
EA said there will be another Battlefield game. We are sticking with Battlefield and the franchise will continue, but it'll just continue later. Um,
Right.
I've been messing around with my chat for the past few weeks, and I was like, hey, you guys think, it's gonna be Battlefield 6 modern, right? And it's gonna be the traditional
Mhm.
Battlefield we're all used to. And I'm like, dude, watch it be a VR game.
Right. Right.
Watch
That
it
would be
be
sick, though. That would be. I gotta say, that would be freaking sick. I think that would be cool as shit. I
it
really
would
do.
it
I mean,
would
you think
be
about it.
it would be weird and
How many people would
interesting.
break shit in their house? Like, because they would be. I even seen this thing. It was at like some sort of a commercial for like a some big gamers thing where you could stand on this thing where you can run while you're playing a VR game. Like it was like a mini treadmill or something. Could you
Well,
imagine?
could you
Would that not be sick
imagine
as hell?
Yeah, it would be sick as hell, but you know what? It would be the most ultimate troll of all time. You build
Oh
a
my God, yes.
you build a specific franchise for a specific play style, you know, on PC
Mm-hmm.
or on Xbox and whatever. You have the
Yeah.
Frostbite engine and all that. I don't even know what the Frostbite engine can do 3D. I'm not even sure, but
I have no
um
idea.
it would just be the ultimate. It's kind of like when, you know, who are those guys, Blizzard did
Mm-hmm.
Diablo, the Diablo series for, or the next Diablo game would be on your phone, you know, and like what the fuck, like hey, what, and like it would be
Yeah.
the same. It would be even worse, I think, because um you know, Battlefield goes even before Diablo, I believe, and to actually put
Mm-hmm.
out something like that as your next Battlefield game, well, in my opinion, it would be the end of the Battlefield franchise. It's kind of like a goodbye kind of thing. Because I mean, the people I know here, if you are invested in the 3D stuff, I'm sure it would be a kick, but it would be so wacky. Like I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. I would be very sad because I would have to wait years for another Battlefield game to ever come out. And
Mm-hmm.
that I started my stream with Battlefield. I'm a Battlefield streamer. So I would have to pretty much, you know, take my audience to some other wacky game. I don't know what I would play. I've been playing Battlefield for so
Right.
long, like half my life. I'm like, oh, now what do I do? Because I don't have, uh, the goggles and everything, you know,
For the VR.
for virtual
And
Yeah.
reality.
also, I don't know about PC, but there's a new PS5 coming out and a new Xbox coming out. So, how's that going to affect the Battlefield?
Oh, very good. Very interesting question.
Exactly. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, it's a wonderful question because back then when they were developing Frostbite engine, right? Back in, I think it was like
Mm-hmm.
2006 to 2008, somewhere around there, they're developing it, and that was in lieu of all of the new technology coming out for consoles, and this is the engine they built from scratch, and EA ended up loving it. You know, they made all their games
Right.
for Frostbite, and they started improving it. Frostbite, you know, 1.5 and then 2.0, and then Frostbite 3 came out with good old Battlefield 3, I believe. Yeah, Battlefield 3,
Mm-hmm.
Frostbite 3. And we've been on Frostbite 3 ever since. So, and I mean, with the little improvements here and there when it comes to the photometry, what is it called again? Photo realistic scanning technology stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Photogrammetry, I think it's called. So that's a new thing that they developed for the Star Wars game. So, and it just kind of ended up as one of the big things for DICE, and I think that's why there's so many gas masks in Battlefield 5, because I think that's the easiest thing to scan in their new scanning machine. So maybe that's why they
Mm-hmm.
had such a fascination with those. They just had a whole, I don't know, a whole box full of them to scan in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just now that there's new tech, like what Sweet Echo is saying with here's me talking about tech, right? Something that maybe DICE is lacking, but
Oh.
we do have we do have the new Xbox and PlayStation that are going to be up on our PC levels. Oh man, look out, right? You got your solid state
Mm-hmm.
drives and all these cool, you know, RTX gizmos. Look out. But maybe is that lighting an ass, lighting a fire under Dice's ass to make something new, or perhaps use a different engine? What do you guys think about that?
Jen? Oh, she might be quiet for a minute. I
What do you
don't
think,
know. I
Gabrielle?
think that they should. I think they should. Maybe they should use a new engine. Um, maybe that'll bring a little bit of change. Who knows? I mean, why
I
not?
I mean, I would think Frostbite 4. I mean, with all the flack they're getting from, you know, what happened to Anthem what happened to Star Wars games. I'm seeing like if they got the innovation in them, like DICE has always had the innovation, maybe they can start working on this new engine, perhaps. Or how are you gonna upgrade Battlefield? How are you gonna make it a new experience? Because I know there's new technology out there. There's gotta be. And I'm wondering if maybe that's what they're going for the next Battlefield title is, what's going to be their selling point kind of thing. But it would be interesting for sure. But
Well, I know they have the Unreal Engine that they have for Mass Effect and Bioshock, and everybody loved those games. So the engine there was really good. So maybe they could have like Unreal.
oh man, Unreal would be awesome. And I heard it's really easy to work with too. I've heard the complete opposite for DICE's engine. Frostbite I heard is a mess for some reason. But yeah, Unreal would be. I definitely been talking about that. That would be crazy. I think a Battlefield game on Unreal Engine would be so clean.
That would be something to see for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if Unreal can do the whole destruction thing. I guess it might. Can it do micro destruction? I don't know anything about that engine, but I mean, that kind of seems to be, Battlefield's thing, when they started Frostbite. So I don't know. They would have to maybe sacrifice that, I guess.
Maybe.
Or not. Maybe they can work around it. Maybe they can make a better platform.
Yeah, I've been asking around. A lot of people have been saying that maybe maybe we don't need destruction. Like, forget destruction, right? Like, there's so many games out there right now that are amazing that don't have destruction. I mean, it's great to look at and whatnot, and I don't know. Maybe I think Frostbite 4 is the answer, to be honest. It has to be something just easier to work with. But yeah, anyway. Okay. Let's move on to something else. All right. Ladies' Night. Battlefield Ladies' Night. What the heck? What is Battlefield Ladies' Night?
That is Jenn's baby.
Yes, it is. Basically, and this is very odd. Not so many girls, some girls, but there. Am I breaking up?
You're breaking up a little bit, yeah.
Uh-oh. Is that any better? We good better?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I basically, long story short, was taking a nap one day and I was like, I woke up and this is like a legit story, and I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna start something for some ladies. And then I don't know if you know who Lady Arsenic is.
Yeah.
But her and Briz both talked me into starting Battlefield Ladies Night. And so it just kind of spiraled from there. And now we're across all 3 platforms. We're global. We're verified on PS4 by DICE. And we have a lot of game changers and DICE friends and FNB within our platoon. So Jen is my second in command on PS4. She's my rock. She's the one who's always there. She's the one behind the tweets for BFLN, and she's amazing. She does a phenomenal job. I couldn't ask for a better person to be my second in command. And then I have a few other second in commands, Hanny Lou and a few others. So yeah, and we also have an EU. For the EU ladies, because of course, being global, it's hard to get the US and EU ladies together to play. So I figure, well, why not? And then so we have We have Vixen, Locust Vixen, who's in charge. And we just moved Missy. She is in charge of the EU as well. Am I missing anybody on the EU, Jen? She might be muted because of a little girl, but
Okay.
so I mean, I'm very, very proud of what the ladies have become. I mean, now we can all get together at any given time, and we've built friendships, and we're basically a sisterhood. So it's all ladies. Um, so and aw, thank you, Steve.
Still
Um,
recruiting?
uh, yeah, right. Oh, we're always trying to recruit. There for a while we did put things on hold a little bit, just to kind of internally get some things cleaned up. But
Okay.
we have been recruiting. We have some EU ladies getting ready to come in. Missy is bringing in some ladies for EU, and but yeah, I mean we just have basic rules. You must be 18 or older, and no drama. We don't deal with drama. No. And just to support one another in whatever we do, whether it's streaming or just gaming together without streaming, just to be a support basically to each other. So.
And then in turn, I guess you guys kept doing the Friday night battlefields for PlayStation, correct? And you just kind of looped it
Um,
in, or was it a separate
yeah.
thing?
Well, no, it's separate.
Okay.
Tuesday. It was when we started. It was every Tuesday night we would get together. Um, there is a clip that I may or may not have said something inappropriate, and that clip has probably got the most views. And I was actually very innocently trying to say something, and it came out very vulgar. So I was like, "Oh my God!" And the girls were in the chat, and they were rolling. I had Buckshot Betty in there. I'm not sure if Jen was in there at the time, but I know there was quite a few. And
Uh-huh.
they were just like, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I was on cam that night, and I'm like, I died. I was laughing so hard I had to put the controller down. I couldn't even game.
Oh my
So yeah,
God, what'd you say?
That happens a lot, by the way.
yeah, it does. So Briz
What
was
did you
across.
say?
Briz was across. You'd really have to see the clip to really appreciate it. But Briz was across the
Send it to
room.
me. I want to watch it right now.
Okay, all right, I'll try to find it here. But Briz was trying to tell me. I was asked somebody in the chat had asked me when did I start and what battlefield did I start in? And I looked at him for whatever reason, had a brain fart, and I was like, "What battlefield did I start in?" And I put my fingers up, and I was like, "Oh, you just got to see it. Hang on, I'm gonna try to find it and send it to
Find
you."
the clip, chat. Find the clip,
Yes,
chat.
yes.
Get on it. It's on
Um,
it's on your Twitch or
it's on my Twitch. Yeah.
dig. I want to see this. Maybe I can find it. I don't know.
Yeah, we often get lost on tangents.
It's all good.
Oh my gosh.
You found it? Just send it to me on Discord. Or you can put it in the chat, actually. I got that up. Look, it's chat. Guys, there's a Duel's little necro monster. So sweet. Any stories from any ladies' night shenanigans?
There's multiple shenanigans, but
Yes.
nothing that pops out. No.
Nothing that pops out. Like, okay, who are your teammates? Who the go-tos? Like, how did you guys play?
Well, normally I'm with Good Girl, and something always happens when Good Girl's there.
Okay.
Hey.
It's true.
And what was your go-to like loadout or kit? I mean, let's just talk about Battlefield 1 for example. What's your
Okay,
go-to?
well, Battlefield 1, when we played Medic, Good
Uh-huh.
Girl has this thing where med packs are um, tampons and the med boxes are pads. Yeah.
Uh huh.
So
Uh
and
huh.
she'd be like, does anybody need a pad? Tampon, pad, tampon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, it's tampons for sure.
Oh my god.
What? I'm just saying. I mean, I was trying
All
to make
right,
it
all right,
girl
yeah.
friendly, okay?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
All right,
Yeah.
hang on. Apparently I went to the wrong.
Okay, so what are they now? Are they still in Battlefield 5?
Oh yeah, we even have the guys saying it. So yeah, the guys say it.
Oh
Mhm.
my god.
Yeah. Well, if really, in all honesty, somebody told me that back in the day that they used to use those to plug bullet hole. When you get a bullet in you and you're bleeding out,
Yeah,
pop a tampon in there.
there you
Why
go.
not?
Piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you guys like snipe in Ladies Night crew? Any snipers?
I suck at sniping. I've
No,
tried
no,
that
not
far.
really.
No, like top professional snipers in the Ladies Night? I'm sure there's like a couple. No,
There's some amazing ladies that play. Trust
who's the best? Huh? Who's the best
me.
player?
Jen, you telling me the best.
We don't have best players. We play as a team.
Oh, come on now.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Someone's carrying you guys. Come on now. Don't tell me it's a guy. All right. Yeah, don't tell me it's a duel. Oh, you found it?
All right, there it is. There's
Okay,
the
cool.
clip.
All right, let's see what dirty talk you guys are doing here.
Playing the Battlefield games. Gotcha. Since Battlefield 4, that's what Briz was trying to finger me. I mean, finger.
Whoa!
Wait, what? What did you just say? What did you just say? I meant, what did you just say? That's what Briz was trying to finger me. I mean, finger.
Damn. Okay. All right. I see what's going on here. That is funny as hell. Look at your face. You got a pretty cool tattoo on your arm there. Is that what that was, or is that a t-shirt?
Yeah. No, I have a sleeve on my arm.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I actually have 3 ribbons. Represent someone that either my grandfather or my uncle who I lost to cancer, and my grandmother had breast cancer, and so then I had flowers put around the rest of it. So.
That must be beautiful, and I'm sorry for your loss on that one.
Oh, thank you.
And the Sweet Echo. Well, where's Sweet Echo go? Oh, there she is. You got some tattoos, Sweet, or
No, I don't.
no tattoos, huh?
Here's funny. Every time
Say again.
Every time I talk about getting a tattoo.
Oh my God, the baby needs to be fed.
She's upset. She gets.
Why aren't you paying attention to me?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yes, she's a mama's girl. I probably got enough tattoos to sustain everybody in the chat. Honestly, I've got a lot of tattoos. Yeah,
man.
so
maybe, yeah, good girl, huh? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, see, my name. So you never asked what my name is.
I never know. I never did.
I'm hurt. I'm just hurt. So no, it came from I have an alter ego. Her name is Bad Girl. It's a girl that I
knew it.
And when I first, when I met her, her name is Bad Girl 69. So my name became Good Girl 96. So, but I put, of course, Jen at the end for my Twitch and my Twitter. So yeah, that's my game. Good Girl Jen 90, or no, good. So yeah.
I see you're playing with the BAR from Battlefield 1. You still rocking that for Battlefield 5, or you don't like it as much?
No, things have, Battlefield 5 changed everyone. I like I said, it's hard to. I had so much fun in Battlefield 1. It's hard to get to. I get tunnel vision, I guess, if you want to say, when it comes
I
to Battlefield 5.
I
Does that make sense?
guess. I mean, explain a little more. Like maybe an
Like,
example.
okay, like I'm so my community grew around Battlefield. So playing Battlefield 5, I love the game itself.
Uh-huh.
I'm more of a Battlefield 1 lover than I am a Battlefield 5 lover. Does that make sense? Any better?
I guess so. I mean, did you start seeing maybe like your friends just stop playing kind of thing, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
a lot of people dropped. Now, at first, it wasn't that way. But as Battlefield 5 went on, and now at first everybody was on that Battlefield 5, but when things started happening, it was rough. I mean, and people started dropping like flies, and they're like, you know what? I'm just so sick of things not being fixed that I'm just going to go on to other endeavors until either they get fixed or they either
and
way.
what were some of those things?
I mean, just the glitches and a lot of times people would be and I'm sure you may or may not hear this a lot, people cheating
Ah,
and
yes.
not being caught, that kind of thing.
But you guys are
So
on PlayStation though, right?
yeah, now we're across all three platforms now. Me and Jen are just on PS4 for the. But see, that's
Oh,
the thing. I've been working towards like getting that Xbox, doing that freaking thing I have to do, playing Outlast in order to get that Xbox so I can play with my Xbox girl, and hopefully in the foreseeable future maybe get a PC and be able to play with my PC because I don't get to play with them. But I do have ladies who are I have generals for PC and for Xbox that help run that.
so you're probably like real. I mean, what about Modern Warfare? That's cross-platform.
Right. Now, not all the girls are fans of COD either. So I mean,
Okay.
it's hit and miss. I mean, honestly, I like COD. At first, I did not, but I think me personally was on the hate train because I didn't play it, and I don't. I've come to the realization you cannot hate a game if you haven't played it. So if somebody hasn't played the game and they're like down in it, I don't want to hear it because I've learned my lesson on because I play it and I do have fun with it. But it's like a lot like in Battlefield. For me, I need to have other players with me. Now,
How many girls did you play with on PlayStation 4? Do you have like a group
we
of
have
girls and boys, I'm sure.
no, it's girls. It's all girls.
Okay.
And it's we were almost 50 strong, and we did drop off a little bit. We're probably
All on
around on
PlayStation.
PS4. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right now
Okay.
we're probably, I want to say, we're in the 40s somewhere on
Okay.
PlayStation. Yeah. PC is a little bit tougher. For whatever reason, it's hard to find girls who play that want to be a part of Platoon.
Hmm.
Like, I'll give a good example. You know,
Excuse
Battlefield
me.
used to have. Hi.
Can I cut in for just a sec?
Yes,
Julian, it's
ma'am.
been most awesome being on the show with you. Thank you for inviting me, but I really have to go now.
Okay, sweet. No problem. Hey, thanks for
Thank you so much.
yeah. Hey, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right,
Bye,
bye, Sweet
Jen.
Echo. Bye. Okay, cool.
Um, it's just us, Julian.
It's just us
Um,
now. I'll fix you here real quick.
there you
Go
go.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. Where was I? I kind of lost train of thought. She did that.
So pretty much I want to know like what your group of girls for PlayStation like kind of explain to me why some of them dropped off from PlayStation in particular, because I'm in the PC world, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know what it's really like, to be honest.
Yeah.
So why do you think a lot of people left? Because they ain't about hackers, I'll tell you that, right?
No, no. I mean, it's just instead of there being constructive criticism, it became a bunch of salt. And so for me, I get that people were pissed. I understand. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're not going to get anywhere if you continuously give salt,
True.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think a more constructive criticism is going to be is a better way. Because if you give constructive criticism or if you give salt, either way, you're not going to get your way.
So, what is some of the constructive criticism that you want? Like, okay, let's just start here. What's one of your biggest gripes with Battlefield 5?
I think I'm kind of on board with them not getting their servers properly running. You got to do that because it's part of
Mm-hmm.
the game.
Yeah.
And if you don't have proper servers running, then you don't have gamers. Because people are going to just drop like flies. They're just going to get pissed and they're going to leave.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
and I feel like they should bring the platoon aspect into Battlefield 5. Because
Well,
that is a big deal.
they do have platoons in in
Right,
Battlefield, but it's not the same as it was in Battlefield 1. It was kind of more integrated, right?
right. Yeah. Um,
So, what can they do to
I don't know.
improve platoons?
I mean, they just need to go back to their original thing, honestly, because why? Sometimes I feel like it's better not to fix something if it's not broken
Yeah, again,
in
again,
certain situations.
I'm just going back
I
to
mean,
like why I'm sure Dice wanted to keep all these things for you guys for all
yeah,
communities, but EA
yeah.
does not. So
Hmm.
if I were to give constructive criticism back, is why is EA pushing you this way?
Yeah.
Why aren't these in the game at release? Is it because you need too much manpower? Then why not just have more manpower? Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
Like,
true. I mean, that's true. But
my
maybe
constructive
maybe
criticism,
that
get more
maybe
freaking
that
people.
manpower is not there. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
Not
that
there.
they're
Triple A studio, huh? Millions of
hey, I
dollars
don't know.
hiring people every
Yeah,
day.
you would think.
I think they can manage. Maybe get some
Yeah.
how about get some people from other developers that EA has purchased. I mean, these guys are, billionaires.
Hmm.
I'm sure they can get
Yeah.
some more people on this. So now that just
Hmm.
begs the question: do they want to get rid of it? That's what
It,
I mean.
it,
EA is pretty known to get
yeah,
rid of
my
things,
thought
right?
is maybe they see that Battlefield 5 is not becoming what they wanted it to be
Hmm.
and so maybe they are trying to push us all the way. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, Catalyst has a
I-
question here. What do you think about the whole South African server situation? You hear about
Again, they
that?
just need to. Yeah, I kind of glimpsed at it on Twitter. Um, I mean, it just needs to be fixed. I mean, they need to get the shit together. Honestly, I mean, I'm not trying to be an ass about it, but I mean,
Do
that's all I can say. I
Do
mean,
you think they should get rid of regions just for weird specific regions? I mean, if they're selling the game there, why get rid of the servers? Like, you should just not sell. You should stop selling the game in that region, right?
yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, because if you can't get on the damn servers, then how in hell you gonna play the game?
Yeah, exactly. So now, yeah. So what I read today, this morning, is that they're bringing them back because of the so-called,
Mhm.
what's going around the world. Pretty much
Mhm.
is they heard people's feedback. We want to play, and they brought them back temporarily.
Right. Right.
And a lot of people that I saw, some of the first comments I saw is like, "Oh, you needed a pandemic to bring that back." It's just I don't even know why they would even bring it back, man. It's got to be embarrassing at this point. I don't know. What do you think about that kind of stuff?
I mean, yeah, it's got to be for them, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough subject because I think everybody has a drive to want to play the game, but then you can't do shit when you don't have the proper things to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
honestly.
you know, there's South African servers for Battlefield 1 that are up right now. So I guess the technology's there, supposedly.
It's weird because I had went on, I want to say it was Battlefield 1. It was either Battlefield 1 or Battlefield, I can't remember which one it was. Damn. But I went on there, and then, so I want to say it was Battlefield 1. And the only servers that had people on them were EU.
Oh.
All the American servers, there was nobody there. Yeah, it was Battlefield 1 because actually Matriarch, who was one of my other ladies, made that same very comment on her Twitter. And when I got on, I was like, what in the hell? Why are there the American servers? Why isn't anybody playing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't mind playing EU. I mean, my ping gets to be well over 100, but sometimes ironically, I do better on EU servers than I do on US servers anyway. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
kind of
very
weird.
big, it is, but it's a very big technical thing, and I'm not a big tech savvy kind of chick. So,
Gotcha.
I don't know what to say on that. I mean, I hope they get their shit together and they get everything fixed, but I'm going to stand firm on if they don't listen to the community, they're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, that seems to be like the crux of the whole problems, because like if you did get the manpower and everything was going right, like we would have central coast servers, or I'm sorry, US central servers. You would have British servers, which would all been taken away. You would have third-party servers that would be there just in case, I don't know, someone DDoSes the main DICE servers every once a week or something. So maybe we'll have third-party, and that we wouldn't have to worry about any of that. If they listen, we would have, I don't know, rental server programs at the beginning. We would have community tools. We would have a proper time to kill that we all tested for the betas and for the alphas, and at release we would have all those things. So I think you're 100% correct. Maybe they should listen to us, because all these problems would be resolved. All the hacker situation would be resolved if we had third-party servers with admin tools. All those people would be banned. We wouldn't be bitching and complaining about hackers destroying all of our servers. We would have a voting system where, like there was in Battlefield 1, we would vote around to see what favorite maps people liked. We would have our own server rotations. We wouldn't have temporary game modes. And the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
and on. And I covered every single topic I can imagine on this program, and I invited so many different types of people on from all walks of life to get their opinions on how things are rolling. And I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, they just got to start listening to us. They got to listen to their game changers. There's so many cool ideas. I talked to I remember I talked to Flackfire on the program, and he had so many interesting, creative ideas. And very simple ones too. Like he told me, he's like, would it be possible if we can name our own tanks? You know, when it comes to like tank customization, or putting our own emblems on there, or maybe a preset amount of emblems, or I don't know, if they're having the tank customization, we can make it our own. you know, personalize it more. I was like, well, that's a really cool idea. Like, people will love that kind of stuff, you know? And
Right.
it, you know, it keeps going on. And then we got the whole live service. This is their first attempt at live service. Do you think they nailed it, Good Girl Jen?
No.
Why is that?
No, because I mean, you can look at social media and see everybody is pissed. Everybody's mad.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you,
honestly,
yeah, if
yeah,
things are
it's
delayed
bad.
or,
People, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I just, I rarely get on Battlefield 5 anymore. If you ever see me on Battlefield, it's going to be 4 or 1. I do get on there occasionally, a lot of times for events or something like that. But you know, I just can't anymore. You know,
Yeah,
and every time I
you're
go
not.
in,
Yeah.
I spawn die, spawn die, spawn die. I
Oh
like
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
It makes no damn sense to me. Like,
We all do.
what?
Like,
Yeah.
like check this out. So, remember in Battlefield 5, on Hamada, when the game first came out, when it was Conquest Assault and everything, and everyone would
Right.
spawn in, right, and there would be a little timer and everything, and then all of a sudden, the game starts, you're running, and then after 2 seconds, a bomber comes by and destroys half the team. You remember that?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The planes, I think the planes sometimes are just super OP.
I know.
In Battlefield 5. Like, you can't move without you spawn and bombs are dropped on you, you're done. And you spawn back and bomb and they're back. How the hell did you fly back that fast, dude? How?
It's
How?
almost, I know it's crazy because there's multiple ones of them, and they're on like really small maps, or like Fiel is just, I mean, there's like 12 planes in the sky 24/7. It almost harkens back to the Battlefield 1 issue of just dying out of nowhere, when it comes to the artillery trucks, or God, I mean, you would, the mortars. Remember the OP mortars that would come out?
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
And it just, people are hiding in their trenches or trying to flank, and they just get destroyed, you know? So, people are saying I'm not following you. Well, hey, you know, if she played
I'm
more,
hurt.
if she played more Battlefield 5, then maybe I might consider. Okay, Chad? Relax.
Oh, Listen caught you.
I'm
All
not.
right, look.
I'll
Look,
get to it.
I'm gonna take the heat off you, okay?
Uh-huh.
So, you asked, or I was telling you about my alter ego. Okay,
Yeah.
here's a little clip of that, and this is the nonsense that we go through when we used to play.
Okay, let's check this out.
That's a lucky
Oh
ass
my
situation.
god!
Damn.
I can't stop laughing.
Damn, man.
Stop it!
Probably because getting in the box.
Oh my god!
Damn it, Dad.
I want
Dude,
to
that
know.
shit was too funny. I hope somebody clips that shit.
Get out of my face! I'm trying to.
How
get
you
the
doing?
nose.
How you doing, girl?
Oh,
Is that the
Hi,
gnome?
Britt.
Oh, I got it.
Yes,
walked in and out.
yes, we
Yes,
got
yes.
into a big thing about the gnome, and we were trying to find the damn gnome.
Yeah,
Oh my
I have a gnome that sits on my desk. No joke. Okay, that's how obsessed I became with the gnome.
Yeah, when I first killed that damn little thing, it started following me around and everything. Like,
That's so evil. It's so evil. I think, who was it? Was it Flack that made it? Flackfire, that made a hilarious video of it. I want to say it
Yeah.
was.
I think it was probably
Oh
him. Yeah,
God.
you like sneak
Mhm.
around him, and you turn around, he's there
Yes.
with his little beady red eyes and everything.
Yes. But we got into this huge contest. Like,
Mhm.
we would chase each other and try to not kill each other, but move each other. You know, like, get out of here. It was hilarious. They had me rolling.
Did you do these kinds of things on Battlefield 1?
Yes, it is constant nonsense like this all the time. That's why Jen said what she did. Whenever I'm around, there's always some shenanigans going on. Always. Yeah.
Did you guys
So.
participate in a lot of the Easter egg hunts back in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1?
No, and I want to do, what is it? What is that damn? Oh my God.
The one that's now, or no?
No, the old school one, the one where you had to go in the water or something. I can't remember how you had to do it. What's his name?
For Battlefield 1 with the shark?
Battlefield 4. I think it's Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4 with the that shark thing, right?
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it either. Oh my God, why?
The Megalodon. Right?
Megalodon, that's it. Yes, I want to do that. I have yet to do that, and I've been playing Battlefield 4 for
oh my God. It's actually, I think it's kind of hard to do it, actually. It
comes
is,
out
I think, like, yeah. What was this?
Yeah, you have to have a team, I think, that you have to do it with, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And the whole dinosaur Easter eggs were around that time as well.
Yeah.
Bunch of silly stuff. I don't know where the gnome one came from. I wonder whose bright idea was that all about. That was kind of goofy.
It is goofy, but it's fun because everyone tries to find that damn gnome. Everybody, because it's usually in, I think it's like 2 or 3 different places. So we would always try to race to get it, and then get creeped out every time it would follow us.
So there's that other one with the handgun. Like, it's actually the gun is your hand. I never was able to get one.
Lady Arsenic did it, and she put a post out on her Twitter. She did it, and I was like, "What?"
I don't know what you have to do. I don't know what you have to do to get that.
I'm not really sure either. But it's pretty funny. Now, my favorite is the little teeny tiny gun that you have to hold, and you only use 2 fingers. That is my favorite. I love that little gun. That is hilarious.
Oh, from Battlefield 1? The Calibri?
Yes. I love that damn thing. It is hilarious to see somebody holding that thing. It is funny as hell.
I like the little animations. You're kind of like pinching it and like quickly tap.
But it's hard to kill somebody with that thing. It's hard. It is very hard to kill someone with that thing. Tough.
Yeah, it was always a running joke in my streams because I always go for like 1,000 kills with every gun. It was like, hey, Julian, when are you gonna do 1,000 kills with the Calibri? I was like, shut up, dude. You know how hard it is to get 1 kill on that thing? It's ridiculous. Yes. And now they got the new one for Battlefield 5. They just had to add it in there. The Liberator. You ever get any Liberator kills?
I have not. No. No.
Yeah, it's they buffed it actually. It used to be way worse. Like, it did like 5-10 damage, but now it's like a single shot from a 45 caliber pistol. So it could one shot in the head. I think after like 25 damage, I think left. Yeah, I think it does like up to that. But yeah, if you snipe someone and you hit them with that in the head, like, he's toast. So you should try it. You should try it if you ever get back into Battlefield 5. But yeah, Easter eggs were always an interesting thing. But the most embarrassing one was there were Easter eggs that were accidentally released and unfinished. And really? I'm like, yeah, can you believe that? In the shooting range, the Easter egg team went after this thing called the Stairway to Heaven, and it really never led to anything. It was very complex and detailed. There were many events where V1 rockets would come out of nowhere. Have you heard about this? Yeah,
I have not.
You have not? It's actually quite insane when you look at the old videos. It's like, what is happening? It's in the shooting range, and I don't know how you trigger it, but staircases are able to be built with your hammer, basically like a fortification, and it just goes all the way up, and they disappear after you build, so you get stuck up in the air. And then there's events that would come where V1 rockets would come towards you. either you shot at them and blew them up, or they would hit your staircases and you would all fall to your death. So if you kept killing, if you started destroying all the V1 rockets, you can keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. But it never led to anything. People were there for like 12, 14 hours on YouTube streaming it. And I'm like,
I'd be pissed.
What the hell is
I'd
this?
be
And then,
mad.
yeah, then they find out like 24 hours later, the community manager comes on. Is like, oops, that was an accident. It was accidentally released and it's not finished.
What? Lame.
And this
What
is
the
why,
hell?
and this is while everything else was being canceled or delayed, and it kind of built on to the embarrassment that was Battlefield 5 at the time. Well, kind of still is, but
Oh, wow.
it was very sad, like, because they looked forward to it. Because what again, Jen, we were kind of, you know, conditioned since Battlefield. I think some of the best ones were in Battlefield 4, like the most intricate stuff. And even though it was like a developer joke that they would do on their off time and figure out to sneak it in there and give us some goodies. I mean, that shows player appreciation, you know?
Yeah.
Now there's some in there, but it doesn't really lead to anything that you can unlock other than like, well, wait a second. Is there any Easter egg right now? I may have forgotten. Chat, maybe you guys know. Has there been any Easter egg in Battlefield 5 where you actually unlock something? Either a dog tag or a weapon or a skin?
I want to say there's a dog tag one, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. No, Steve says no.
No, right?
Maybe.
It's just the finger gun? Yeah, but that's like temporary. You can't just equip the finger gun. Right? So once you die, you die. And
so when you die, the finger gun goes away?
Yeah. When you die,
Well,
it goes away.
lame.
Yeah.
You should at least have it for the whole round.
Yeah, so it's the same with the katana. The katana on Devastation. It's like that was like a late Easter egg or something. Have you heard about that?
No.
So in Devastation, they added the katana, and it's on like a little box that's hanging in the middle of the church, kind of like suspended by a parachute that just kind of came down and got stuck on the scaffolding or the debris up top. And if you shoot the little box, a katana will come out and just drop from the sky, from the box down to the ground, and someone can pick it up. So yeah, and so now you can katana people in Devastation, which I found to be pretty funny and ridiculous, but it was something like that. But again, it's not really an unlock like in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 5. You would have those, I forget what they call them, it starts as a P. I don't think it was called Predator. But you earn things like the bow, the crossbow thing.
Yeah, I remember the bow. Yes.
Right. Yeah. The bow and arrow thing, which had a whole bunch of different. I know later on they ended up releasing a community map where you can just go pick it up and you would be able to have it. But that's actually a thing you can earn and get, you know. And that show, and then there's all skins in Battlefield 1. You can put on on certain guns. I remember. What was it called again, guys? The Easter egg. It's a Phantom program. That's it. The Phantom program, where you had to decipher all these different pieces of Morse code. Do you remember doing anything like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's vague, but yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I never unlocked the. I think it was an LMG skin, Phantom skin or something. One with all the different skulls and whatnot. But again, like those are all things you can earn and unlock. It's kind of like hidden, and you know, we don't get stuff like that anymore. And you know, kind of makes me sad, to be honest. I mean, There's a
Well, you know,
whole Platoon kind of thing based on it.
I was like, I was playing Battlefield 4. It's kind of a lost subject, but I played Battlefield 4 a lot with Bad Girl and a few others. That's how we started we had a little platoon called Drunken Slaughterhouse. And
Okay,
then the
that's what
reason
that
we
is.
named it that, yeah, the reason why we named it that is because we'd all get drunk as hell and we'd play and have fun. So, but anyway, we all got together. As Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 came along, the servers for Battlefield 4 became so irrelevant that even now it's super hard to find a server for Battlefield 4. And I think that that's
Mhm.
crap because Battlefield 4 was very big at once upon a time. And like now it's like, okay, well, we're moving on to other endeavors. We're just going to leave this to the ship pot. I don't think that's fair because a lot of people still do enjoy playing Battlefield 4. I do. I
Oh,
really enjoy it.
absolutely. That's why everyone's crying for a Battlefield 3 or even a Battlefield 4 remake. And
Yeah.
I totally believe that that's going to be the next Battlefield is a modern shooter. I think they really need to go back to that. If you
Yeah.
ask a lot of new Battlefield players or somewhat new Battlefield players, they would say Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3 was their favorite game in the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and
That's where I started.
I think they have to go back to modern if they want to start selling their game like hotcakes. You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they can afford a spin-off like Bad Company or Hardline, you know, Cops and Robbers kind of spin-off. I think that's a one and done kind of thing, even though yeah, like there's some pretty funny Easter eggs in Hardline where you could drive a couch around. That was pretty hilarious. I enjoy that one.
Yes.
I enjoy that pretty much. Um but again, it's just there's we need more
Well,
player appreciation, man. I'm telling you, it's like
yeah.
it's so dry. We're getting tier skip rewards every week, and it's just I get boins, but I don't have enough boins to buy anything cool. So
Mhm.
yeah, Battlefield 5.
Well, I want to flip the script on you, Julian. So
Sure.
I'm going to interview you for a second.
Let's
So,
do it.
all right. So I'm curious, out of anybody that you would like to interview, who would be the main person you would really like just to have on your show?
I
One
want
person,
one per. It
or
could be
a group,
anybody.
or a group. It could be a person or a group of people.
Can it
Like
be
if
a
there's a
Can it be a dice producer?
yes,
I want Lars Gustafsson in my show immediately, as soon as
right,
possible. Lars, Mr. Battlefield. I want him immediately
right,
if I could. He would be my number one choice. Absolutely, he made
right,
some of the best Battlefield maps ever made. And he had like some of the best teams. I mean, that's why I
hmm
like Battlefield is because of him.
right,
He would be number
right,
one if I could get him. But he's a producer now, so he's not the lead map design director anymore. It's
yeah.
is it Sertland? No, Sertland's kind of he left, right? I think. I
I,
don't know.
I want to say he maybe did.
Yeah. So
I would I will I
that
would
would
say
be my
for
number one.
me mine would be actually Neebs. Neebs Gaming
Neebs
would be
Gaming.
I would love to have them on Gamer Crossroads. That would be the ultimate for me. Yep.
Yeah, those are some cool guys.
Yes, I absolutely love them, and I'm saddened as to what happened to them. Um,
What happened to them?
well, well,
I don't know.
was it Himajima? I always say it wrong. Where they had taken their content from them. You know how they did the Neebs,
Whoa,
the
who?
battle
What?
Himajima, I think it is, if I'm not
Who's that?
mistaken.
Is that a YouTuber?
It, it's a company.
What's a
And they
company?
took away, yes. And I'm assuming it's the company they were with. They took their, they had the oh God, why am I brain farting so bad tonight?
Oh,
They had their
yes,
yeah.
yes.
You know
The
what I'm talking about.
company went down. Shoot, what was that big? It was a big time YouTube group.
Mhm.
I don't remember. Machinima, I think
Machinima,
it was.
that's it. What am I thinking? Yeah, I don't say
Yeah,
Hemajima.
Machinima went down.
Machinima.
Thus, all their Battlefield Friends stuff went with it, right?
Yes,
Because they didn't
yes,
own
and
any of that.
that's right, and that's sad though, because
Yeah.
man, they made a lot of people laugh. But you know what? They're still amazing because I go and
Oh yeah.
I follow them, and I go every week and go on their live streams on Twitch here. So
Oh,
they're amazing.
they
Yeah.
bounced back. They actually rated my channel once. It's the most
Did
viewers.
they really?
They did, and it
Wow.
was such a weird experience actually. I was just playing some Squad Conquest when it first came out in the playlist, and
Right.
they're like, let's go check out this guy and see what he's doing. Like I watched the VOD back, and a lot of their fans came over to my channel and they're like, hey, Neebs is watching, or Neebs gaming. I was like, really, Neebs? Like, I was following them on Twitter. I've been following them since forever, right? And I was like, wait, aren't they doing some silly cooking show or something tonight? And when I right, and and they were watching me say that, and they all burst into laughter, and they're like, all right, this is the guy, and I think one of them was like, is like, I knew this was the guy, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go raid him, and they dropped like 1,000 people on me. It was pretty nuts. And
Wow.
I was actually testing a whole bunch of different notifications for my stream. I think I only had like 12 people watching at the time, and yeah, they broke everything, and I never had so many gifted subs in my life. It was pretty nuts. It was crazy.
There's one of the Battlefield ladies. She before she became a part of the platoon, she got raided by Neebs, and I went back and watched her clip, and the look on her face, it was great. So I'm sure it's a nice surprise.
I'll always remember that. It was a glorious event.
Yes. And they're great, and they've got some folks that are part of them, and they're called Neebs Craft.
Yeah.
And so they're all amazing people though. There's Deep Tech and Spudzilla and all them, and they're hilarious too. So they're great people.
So Jen, if you were a community manager for Battlefield 5, what would you focus on right now? If you were like day one, started working, what would you start doing? That's a deep question, but I don't know, try your best. I don't know.
I mean, dang, hold on. I think I might have just fell out of my seat a little bit. Damn. I don't know, man. I would just be like, hey, look, shit is broken. We got to fix it. We got to get on these servers and listen to this community and get stuff going, because we're losing here. We're losing our foundation, our people.
Any ideas? Any like little programs you would add, or something for us gamers? What would you give us? Like, what would you fight to give us?
Again, servers. Servers are a very big thing for the community, and I know this firsthand.
Well, let's say the servers were fixed. Let's say the servers were fine.
Okay. I maybe would work on, because see, this is for me. This is my perspective, is listening to the community. So, I would be giving them, as far as all the platoon things that they need, I would be given like, okay, and I'm not trying to compare oranges to apples, but like for instance, when I play COD, when I play COD, you have all these different skins that you unlock once you get to a certain level, and these different this, that, and the other. So I think that they would enjoy something to that aspect, because I feel like the COD community does enjoy it as well. Community game settings. There you go. Yeah, that's
okay.
That's what Catalyst was saying. Community game settings. Yeah. But I think that on a perspective that the community is very visual, so they want something that they can not only be able to shoot and play, but be able to see.
Okay.
And you know, you were talking quite a bit, kind of, well, not quite a bit, but somewhat through the podcast about, you know, having different skins and having things like that. And I think that that would be a game changer because when I know that we enjoyed unlocking, like in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, we enjoyed unlocking things. And for Battlefield 5, it's not so much really. Um, and it's not the
Yeah,
greatest.
yeah, the whole, you know, it's not really like a live service. It's more of like a drop service. We're going to give you this for the week, and we're going to give you that, whether it's a new gun, and then we're not going to give you a new gun. Now it's a new skin for a good one singular gun. And it's just like, man, this is boring.
Like for Battlefield 1, for instance, you know, you have the crates, right? So
yeah,
you
the
open
loot
up the
crates,
different, the loot crates. So you open the different loot crates. Now, granted, you did get repetitive things, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it was for me fun to open it and be like, ooh, what am I going to get next? You know what I mean?
It's called surprise mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that you know,
it would be perfect for EA, Good Girl Jen. They love that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's a no-brainer when you listen to the community. You know, pay attention to what they're saying and understand. You know, if you want people to play your game, listen. It's simple.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I mean, there's a lot of people that enjoy those surprise mechanics. I don't think it's quite healthy for a Battlefield game. Back in the day, we didn't care about skins. We cared about maps, and I still stand by that. I think maps and guns and equipment are content, not skins and elite soldiers. Are not my kind of thing. But if they are going to focus on skins and whatnot and cool stuff, man, BF1 nailed it. I'm telling you, they had some good, cool skins in BF1.
But you could do the same aspect when it comes to do something off the wall. Have a fucking box that has a bunch of surprise maps in it, and you don't know what map you're going to get, what map you're going to play. Oh, well, it's going to be this one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Some weird off the wall shit like that. Okay, so you have 5 different maps. You open it, oh, it's going to be ... map. Oh, well, then you open it again. Well, I'm going to play on ... map because it's this one. It's something different. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I would be like, what if it's Hamada every single time? Would you like that?
No, I wouldn't say that it would be the same repetitive. See why? No, it would be different ones. It would be different throughout. I don't mean you get the same one.
I got you. I hear you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the dickish one and put like every single like the skin, you know, like
I don't know. I
think they've skin 5 times in there.
I think they've outlawed this whole surprise mechanics thing in Good Girl Jen. I don't think it's gonna work anymore.
Surprises are good. Why not?
I know, but some of these greedy ass companies can really you know, I mean, look at Battlefront 2. The whole pay to win fiasco was kind of cringe, you know? Like there's legislation put in place to get rid of loot boxes because they're kind of a gambling thing for kids, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I don't think it would be a good idea to do put in more gambling aspects in Battlefield games. Would be I don't know, I wouldn't like that.
But think about it in all reality. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my kids don't, because I've got 3 boys. I told you that.
Yeah.
And they play shooters. Don't get me wrong. But for majority of parents don't allow their kids to even play shooters anyway. Most games are for adults. They're not for kid based. They're adult based. But then again, some parents just don't give a shit and just let the kids play anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, look at Fortnite, you know?
Yeah, true.
Like, I need more V-Bucks, Dad.
Yeah. Microtransaction it, dude.
Yeah, I don't have a huge problem with microtransactions when it comes to you know, skins and, you know, visual stuff. Like, I don't have a problem with that. If that's a way to make money, I mean, look at Fortnite. They absolutely crush that market, and everyone wants in on it. So I get it. I get it. If you want to make free content, you're gonna need you know, microtransactions keep you afloat, right? So I think that's what they went for. And it just I don't know. I like Battlefield 1's skins more, but like I was gonna say earlier, I feel like if they are gonna focus on skins, they should focus on things that you see all the time, like your gun or your hands, or, you know, vehicle skins, like, you know, because you go the third person view, you can see all that stuff. But I mean, when it comes to, like, you know, it's a first person shooter. It's not a third person shooter like Fortnite. You know, that's why it works so well. I mean, and they monetize literally everything that you can see. You know,
right?
In Battlefield 5, all you can see is your gun, your hands, and other people.
Yeah.
So if that, I kind of side sometimes with the whole authentic look. Sometimes. But at this point, I don't care anymore. Like, I'll take freaking people with no hands and limbs. I don't care. You know, at this point, like, just add the most craziest shit possible. Because right now, this game is boring me to death. You know, but if you were to start it differently at first, I mean, like, yeah, put some authentic stuff in there. Don't go too crazy. But you know, it kind of seems like Battlefield 5 didn't want to do that at all. You know, they're like, we're gonna give you Bad Company style craziness, but in World War II. I feel like that's what they wanted to do, or at least a section of DICE wanted to do. And I'm like, I'm all for it. You just gotta have a leader to tell you, let's do it. You know, and kind of forget the backlash. This is what the game we want to make. You know. Yeah, have stick figures running around and everything. But I don't know. It would be. I just need some. Like, I was so keen on the elites that came out. I was like, whoa! Like, now we're putting some character into a Battlefield game. I was like, wow, people always wanted that. You know, like, especially in World War II, like they want a movie character to actually be as, you know. And I thought the elite skin stuff was really cool when it first came out. I was like, wow, these are some freaky looking dudes right here. I mean, at this point, you know, I want that now. So I ended up like buying a whole bunch of the new ones that came out during that time. Did you end up buying any elite soldiers?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing really sparked your interest there?
No, not really.
Did any of the skins?
I can't say that they did, honestly. I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
It just didn't do nothing for me, so. But I do want to share something with you. Hang on just a minute.
Yeah.
And
I just want to thank everybody who's still watching with us. Thank you, chat. Hello, King of the Britons. Welcome. I see you. I see you guys. Welcome back, Chicken Tendies, and everyone else that is in here. Thanks for hanging around and watching the Battlefield show. I'm here with one of the founders of the gamer Crossroads, GoodGirlJenn. Also one of the founders of Battlefield Ladies Night, a big Platoon back in Battlefield 1 and in Battlefield 5. So she was kind enough to join me. We had Sweet Echo on here as well. And we're supposed to get Mr. Slim Grim, who's also part of the Gamer Crossroads podcast. But he couldn't make it due to technical difficulties. Maybe we'll get him back at a later time. So, good girl, you shared this clip here, huh?
Yep, and
Let's
you'll
see,
see who it is.
Let's check it out. Oh, this is with Jeff.
Toys R Us manager, because she I'm always in stock and stuff, and she called a newsletter for me telling me get your shit in storage. No, the first console I owned that I bought was the NES, the Super Mario 3 NES, and I mowed lawns for an entire summer, probably.
He mowed lawns? Wait, what?
The
Wait, explain that clip a little bit to me. That seemed a little out of context for Jeff here. I don't know what he was talking about.
Jeff is. I'm gonna tell you something. Look, when we first went into okay, so usually roughly about 30 minutes prior to a podcast, we sit and we talk to whomever we're doing an interview with or whatever. Well, he cracked me up because he was like, dude, I already had a cup of coffee and blah, 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 and he is just wide ass open. I ain't even gonna lie to you, this man is wide open. If y'all have not watched that, you have got to watch that entire interview. Like, he is all, and he was minor in comparison to what he was when we were at that 30 minutes prior to. But he is just a trip. I mean, he is a great, great guy. He is so funny. And he's constantly posting stuff on his Twitter and stuff. And he is just, I can't even describe Jeff. He's just wide open. And him and Dan are very close friends. And that makes it even greater. So having them guys on was
some
absolutely
nice pictures. Very nice pictures of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we joke about, them having a man relationship or whatever. We just mess with them, but
that was one of like the key the staples of their community manager relationship. It was what they call it, I don't know, what they was like a bro thing. I don't remember, but
I don't remember, but they're amazing people. And we were honored to have them on, so it was great. I really really enjoyed it.
You guys can watch those on YouTube in full at the Gamer Crossroads YouTube channel. And I mean, when I saw those first, the other one I really like is when all three of them were on there with Part Welsh and Dan and Jeff. They were all there, and I think Adam was brand new, right, at that time.
Yeah.
To the
he
gig.
was.
And he wasn't Dan was the global community manager, and I think I don't know what Part Welsh or Adam, what was he, just a regular like EU community manager maybe? I don't remember either.
He may have been. I can't remember exactly. Yeah.
But
it was
those the three amigos there, man. They are a trip. And then when Dan left, it was very sad, for sure.
It was sad for everybody. Yeah. I think the whole community in general was very, very sad about it. So hardcore, what's going on? Hi.
What's up, guys?
So it was a very sad day for everybody. But Dan still keeps in touch. I message him still from time to time to check in on him, see how he's doing, and he's doing fantastic. So
I would love to chat with him about Battlefield. One day, maybe you could hook me up one day, good girl. I don't know. I need the connections, man. I'm running low.
Yeah.
I would love to get some dice people on here one day. It's definitely one of my goals. But again, like I said in the beginning, it just kind of feels like it's not the right time, And when they get on that high, like, I'm definitely gonna go for it, And if I keep doing this podcast for another year, 4 episodes a month, and just keep going all the way to Battlefield 6, I mean, maybe around that time,
Julian, honestly, maybe if you, say, hey, man, look, I still have a passion for your game. I want to put you on here, and I want you to be able to tell the world, hey, we're getting ready to fucking make this place a better place again. You know what I'm saying, as far as Battlefield 5 goes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just putting that out there. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know either. And I think it's also, I mean, not now. There's a pandemic going on. We got to heal the earth. We got to heal our country, and we'll bounce back. Okay. Like, right now people need to focus on their self and family and friends first instead of
Mhm.
some game, right? So
Right.
I mean, that first comes first. We got to heal, and then we'll get back into business. You know, people go back to work and start making great games.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's just a unfortunate setback. I mean, I'm experiencing very hard things at work. You know, I'm a manager at a laboratory right now, and you know it's hard.
Oh wow.
We had to like
Yeah.
furlough people, and it's affecting everybody. You know, and it's I mean, these are
Mhm.
people I've been working with for years now, and I can imagine what's going on at EA and Dice. I mean, God knows what's happening with that. I'm sure EA
Yeah.
will stay afloat. I'm sure because everyone's inside playing games. I'm sure they'll be just fine. But
Right.
yeah, when all this kind of blows over and people get back to work, I'll definitely think about doing that. I'm always I'm scared to ask sometimes, but when I do, people
Mhm.
are open. A lot of the people in
Yeah.
the Battlefield community are very open, like you and Gamer
Yeah.
Crossroads. Um,
Yeah.
and you guys had the great opportunity to, interview amazing people that have been around for just ever, you know, and
Mhm.
your connections go deep. And I wanted to learn more about you guys, and
Right.
I definitely hope to bring you guys back on again, and
Yes.
you know,
And we can all kind of come. All of us can get together and I hate that the others couldn't be here, but
yeah, it's
hopefully
yeah,
I spoke well for them all. So
yeah, yeah. I really hope for Dice. I really a lot of people are like just out of confidence right now. Like there's no
mhm.
confidence for Dice to make a good game. I keep telling people like if you look into their history, because I'm doing a best Battlefield maps of all time list. And it's like 50 maps, a crazy amount of maps, and there could be more too that I can add in there. Um, Dice can make really, really freaking good games, and all they needed is time
Yeah.
and passion. Okay,
Yeah.
you can't just grab a who knows what dude out of college to make a Battlefield map, right, with no guidance kind of thing, and then you end up something like Panzerstorm or something, like I'm sorry to be like so harsh on it, but it's freaking true. Like if you go through all the maps and then you compare it to Panzerstorm, it's just like where's the passion? You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Well, maybe their mindset though, Julian, is
yeah.
okay. We've done all of this. We've done, Bad Company. We've done Battlefield 4. We've done
Mhm.
Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, blah blah. So we've done all this, and
Yeah.
our community is not happy. All right, now what the fuck do we do now? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like maybe I'm just trying to see it from both perspectives because that's just this kind of person I am. Like,
Yeah, I that's why
maybe
I
they're
want
just
you on. Yes, please
yeah,
continue.
yeah. I mean, maybe they're just like, okay, what the fuck do we do now? Maybe they're in a, you know how when us gamers play a game for a long period of time and we just get burnt out, like, you get burnt out on Battlefield 5. Okay, well, maybe their brains are burnt out, and they're like, okay, we've done everything we know or we thought we knew possible to please everyone out there. What do we do now? Maybe they're stuck. Did anybody ever think of that? I mean, honestly, really.
Oh, I mean, for Battlefield
You know
5,
what I mean?
absolutely. 100%
Right.
on board. I think there are so many different perspectives. I'm like, oh, I want to make this Battlefield game. No, I want to make this Battlefield game. Here's my
Mhm.
ideas. I don't like that. It's just there's too
Mhm.
much division. There wasn't a main focus or of attention for Battlefield 5. Maybe Battlefield 5 or the World War II setting was an idea and maybe a half
Mhm.
finished thing, and EA was like, do you guys have a game for us? And we're like, well, we have this and this and this. They're like, okay, well, go for that one. And they're like, it's not really finished. They're like, well, go for it anyway.
Mhm.
And they release an unfinished product, or maybe they had too many different ideas and they lost track of time, perhaps.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's
Well, you
just
gotta
so
think of
many
it
different
too.
things. Exactly. Yeah.
Like, okay, like, all right, so Dan left. Okay, well, after
That's a
Dan, there were
setback.
several others. Several
Mhm.
others left too. It wasn't just Dan. There was a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
people who left ICE. And so that's a big smack to the face. So all the
Mm-hmm.
people that were there for the longest time and helped with this game are all gone, or mostly gone now. So then now you have this new group or people that were there a little bit before, or whatever. And so now you're like, okay, so what do we do now? You know,
Right.
maybe they're looking for the old dogs to show new dogs or vice versa. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Train
kind
new
of trying, you
people.
know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm trying to think this through as well, and I mean those would be great questions for the community managers or the any developers over there. I don't know if they could get into any
Mhm.
specifics or anything, or what internal working is like. Of course, they couldn't say anything about that, but you know,
Right, right.
um, when those OGs leave, you have to train the new kids that come in, and
That's right.
you got to teach them the ways of battlefield map making. That's got to take years to train someone up like that, especially on
Yep,
a different engine maybe they're not familiar with. So
that's right.
I feel Battlefield 5 just there's too many setbacks when it comes to like employees or maybe people had to help on other projects. I keep saying that a lot when it comes to like Anthem and stuff, like because they were using Frostbite, but the BioWare people weren't really familiar with it, so they grabbed some of the DICE employees over, and so that took time away from Battlefield 5, etc., etc., etc. So
Mhm.
I think with the delays, I don't know. It's just they shouldn't have released it, kind of thing. But they
Maybe.
had to because of just monetarily, business wise, this needs to get done.
Mhm.
I mean, whether it's ready or
That's right.
not, we'll figure it out later. That's just how a
Mhm.
business needs to operate. So we hit a bad spot for Battlefield. And when you listen to your interviews with them, they hold quality, the Battlefield quality, to the highest degree. All right, we want to give you the best Battlefield ever made. They said that for all the Battlefield games. All right, and for the most part, they kind of nailed it on most of the games. There's some offshoots here that kind of worked and kind of didn't work. They were branching out, and I think Battlefield 5 is just one of those anomalies that, just like a pandemic, really, it's like it just
Yeah.
we couldn't foresee this, and we're gonna do better next time. And I think there's enough strong people, passionate people like Jeff that will fight for the community to make sure that the developers are getting the correct information. And
Yep.
by listening to you guys talk to them, they absolutely agree with almost everything you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
And but when you see the finished product, there's some like, what happened, so
Well, I think it's
we can
like,
only
I mean, how do you,
speculate.
they can say yes, but it has to go down the line, just like with any other job. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Oh,
that
exactly.
we may have convinced them, but then they have to convince others, and it has to be, like I said,
And
everybody together kind of.
it ain't easy, especially with a
No.
hostile group. Like, that's got to
Yeah.
be like one of
Yeah.
the hardest jobs on the planet, because that hits you, physically and mentally,
Mhm.
because you do this, you're involved in it every day. So I don't
Yeah.
think I would have the mind strength that Jeff has, or that Adam has. Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
think I can deal with the pressure. Even though it wasn't my fault that there were delays, or or that shit happened, or things were broken, but I have to give that bad news to the players. So that can get really stressful, you know. So they're still hanging tight and sticking with the franchise. So I'm thinking, man, maybe the future is bright. You know, the fact that they're still there and working their asses off, meaning maybe something good is coming down the road, and this was just a roadblock that, you know, didn't work out. You know, you can't be perfect every single time, you know. So
No. And I will say this. I will say this one last thing about it, though, is that no matter what the salt, no matter how mad everybody gets and how pissy they get and how aggravated and frustrated and whatever, but everybody needs to remember this. If it wasn't for Battlefield, would you have your platoons? Would you have your friends? Would you have those people that you connect with? No, because a majority of us found our friends, found our communities, found our platoons around Battlefield. And everybody has to remember that.
Oh yeah. 100%. I agree. Wow. Okay. Well, I think this is a good place to end it, huh? Jen, is any other things you wanted to talk about?
No, I think I'm good. I really enjoyed my time here. I appreciate you inviting us. I hate that we didn't all get to come.
Yeah.
But
Next
again,
time.
I hope that, I hope that I spoke well for everyone, and next time we will definitely get hopefully the rest of the group on, and you'll have more people to dispute or whatever.
I'm sure many topics are gonna come up. But yeah, thank you so much for being on, and stick around here. We're gonna go raid somebody, and we'll say our goodbyes. Okay.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know what episode this is. What, 28 or 29? I don't remember. But thank you guys for watching. And thanks for hanging around. Thank you for all the new followers. Welcome. We'll be doing another one this Saturday coming up, hopefully. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Stick around for a raid here, and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for some Battlefield 5 shenanigans. And GoodGirlJenn, they can find you on Twitter and all that good stuff, right?
Oh yeah, all the social media platforms. Everywhere.
So there you go.
Everywhere.
Go follow GoodGirlJenn, SweetEchoJenn. You can find them all on Twitch and Twitter and goddamn everything else. So there you go.
Yeah.
Are you planning on streaming soon? Maybe
yes.
coming up?
Yeah, actually I personally stream every Thursday and every Saturday usually.
Okay.
The Gamer Crossroads is usually on every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are under a different kind of look right now, just because we are not capable of, none of us have a PC, the ones that are still kind of hanging tight. So it's a different format. So but yeah, every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're still going.
Well, I'm looking forward to the future of the Gamer Crossroads channel and podcast. I'm sure you guys are going to do great. I'll be sure to tune in whenever that is. Let us know, please. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again in the future, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
All right, guys. Everybody, stick around for the raid. We'll go raid somebody, and I'll catch you tomorrow, okay? All right, guys. Good night.